Bob Maloney from MMAnews.com. And I had the pleasure this past weekend of being cage side at the Tropicana. And I got to call the two championship fights at Ring of Combat 75 on the Fight TV stream. And my guest today, Phil the Hitman Caracappa, one of his best fights ever to move to 9-2. And Phil, before we even get into the fight and all that, my man, a couple of days after, you look fantastic. It looks like you took no damage at all. How you feeling physically and emotionally after that beautiful win?
Emotionally, I feel so good. It's just like the world off my shoulders. Like going into this fight, I did everything right. I did cut no corners. So to be rewarded with the win after all my hard work and, perseverance, emotionally, I just feel like such a relief. And then physically, I feel perfect too. I mean, the only damage I have is a little bit to my elbow, a little swollen from the elbows I was landing. But other than that, I'm going to the gym tonight and get a little workout in, see all my teammates because they all got fights coming up. So we're just going to keep the ball rolling.
Well, listen, I got to talk to your head coach, Dante Rivera, before the fight, and he said, Bob, Phil, best camp ever, best he's ever looked. Is that just because, you try to get better every time? Was there, and because we talked about, people that don't know, you went through the tragic loss of Bella, your beloved dog, who's like you as a family member shortly before the fight. So did that kind of maybe help you focus a little bit? I know, like I said, that's a distraction and you're in a routine. You lose someone, that emotion, that love. And how was, did you agree with him that it was your best camp ever?
So from his angle, he seen me push the hardest I pushed, like in his eyes and under him. But like for me personally, definitely wasn't my best camp ever because I didn't even get to cross train with all the other gyms like Ricardo Almeida's and Nick Catone's because I started a full-time job and I was only able to do strength and conditioning and, Dante's every night. But in that sense, yeah, mentally it was coming up into this fight before 10 days out when my dog passed away. Mentally, it was my best camp. I was the hungriest I've ever been. I had no injuries. So just every day, just waking up and going through the grind. It was just definitely mentally my best camp ever. But 10 days out, it was like a tragic loss for me. I knew I was still going to fight regardless, but like I felt like I lost part of me. But I feel like it transcended into working out for me because, my dog was my everything, and losing that, going to this fight, I felt like I had nothing to lose. Like I had no emotions going in there, no fear, no doubts. So in a sense, I feel like everything happened for a reason.
Well, let's dig into the fight because there's a couple of things I wanted to ask you about. One of the things I thought that helped you, and I think it would help any fighter if you have a good coach, is a lot of the first two rounds was spent right by your corner. I mean, Dante could literally kiss you in the ear almost. And Dante, how loud he is. You can hear him in the whole cage. But do you remember that dynamic of being in your corner and him being able to, try to help you, give you every instruction? He was right on top of you. I thought that was really cool watching that and him be able to coach you from so up close during the fight.
No, definitely. I mean, I remember specifically when I was in the corner in the first round when I got taken down for maybe 10, 15 seconds, having Dante in my corner. If you ask him, he says it the best. He says having Phil fight and me being in his corner is like, having a PS4 controller and playing PlayStation. Like I listen so well when I'm in the cage, and I feel like even when I was on the other side of the cage in his corner, I still hear Dante. I'm still listening. So, I mean, I give him all the credit in the world for being able to do what he does while I am fighting. So, yeah, that helped me a lot.
Well, listen, James Gonzalez, listen, you were a wrestler, so I know you're not afraid or unfamiliar with being on the ground, but he is like an elite jiu-jitsu practitioner. And I thought the couple times he did get you down, you did such a tremendous job of getting up. You didn't let him, get to any really advantageous positions. You didn't stay on your back for long. I thought that was a key part of the fight, along with Phil. I mean, man, you're striking. I really love the way that you tightened it up, more conservative and in bursts. And you chose, when you were gonna, bring out that extra energy. I thought you were more controlled than any of your other fights, and you needed that against your most difficult opponent. Talk to me a little bit about the evolution in your game, because I knew early on you weren't afraid to go down in that fight because you were kicking. And normally, if you're fighting a fight and you're afraid of being taken down, you're not really throwing many kicks, but you were throwing leg kicks. You weren't afraid to throw kicks from the opening round. So I knew right then and there that you had no fear of going to the ground. Talk to me a little bit about your fight.
So, I mean, going into this fight, we all knew like what James's game plan is, and it's, to get someone to the ground because his jiu-jitsu is top level jiu-jitsu. And, it's funny that you said I was throwing kicks right off the bat, because the whole camp, Dante's like, don't throw no kicks, don't throw no kicks. And I said I wasn't gonna, but I knew, just the fighter I am, that if a leg is there or the body's there, I'm gonna kick it. And yeah, like I knew, like, if this fight went to the ground, like, I have no problem going to the ground. I'm a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. I roll with black belts all the time. My brother Matt could be at the black belt level easily, and I roll with him. And he's got some crazy submissions too. So I knew, like, going to the ground, like, I wanted to showcase, like, my skill set and, let everyone know, my coaches, my fans, his fans, everyone, that I can roll with the best in the world. Like, it doesn't really matter if we're standing, if we're on the ground. I'm comfortable everywhere it goes. So I just wanted to be able to showcase that too. That's why when I reversed positions too, I took him down at my whatever chances I got, because I just knew, like, I would be able to nullify any submissions or attempts he'd throw up.
That was especially big in the third round when you got that reversal. He took you down pretty early in the round. Next thing you know, you were on top, and your ground and pound. Listen, your ground and pound has always been lethal. I mean, that's slams and ground and pound. That's what I think, that's one of your best tools for sure when you're in there. Well, listen, let's talk about the future, because, listen, Phil, as much as I love seeing you fight, I'm tired of seeing you on the regional scene. I don't want to see you anymore on the regional scene. I know you have a good agent. I know you have teammates that are in Dana's ear. And listen, I just want to say, I've been covering the sport for 15 years. You're 9-2. You fought the best opponents that they could bring you. Tell me your feelings. What's your agent telling you? Because I think you deserve it. I mean, your talent and your energy. You're a fighter that people like to see. I think you'll do well. You have the next level capability. So tell me, your feelings on that, because we've talked about it before. You had the Contender Series fight. You don't make excuses. I was there. I saw your knee. I know you were hurt, but you were taking that fight regardless. You didn't make any excuses. You fought back now, the champion again. I think you deserve the call. Tell me what your team is telling you, what your agent says, and what your feelings are, because in my opinion, like I said, next time I see you there, I hope you have a fresh contract signed.
No, definitely. I mean, first off, I love fighting at the Tropicana Ring Combat. That was my 9th win under that promotion, and like, this last fight alone was my walkout. Like, everything, I for once was able to just let it all soak in and embrace it. Like, I felt like I was walking out to a music video. Like, that's how locked in and zoned in I was. And it's been 3 years since I defended that belt. So coming back there Friday night and doing that, it's just, I would be totally content with that being my last fight on a regional show, because, I got to show out. I got to do a performance that I wanted, and I fought my toughest opponent to date, who's the 145-pound champ. So I really showed, that I'm battle tested and I have what it takes to, go to that next level. And moving forward, Dante actually spoke with my manager, Ali, the other day, and he's going to try to line something up. Whether I got offered a couple fights for Eagle FC, for Khabib's promotion, which they were too soon after this fight. So I'm holding off a little bit, but I don't know. We're definitely trying to look at the UFC, not the Contender Series. We're looking to try to get a contract right in there. So everything's up to him right now. I'm going to let the stars align and let the universe do what it does. And I'm just going to keep my foot on the gas, no brakes, and just keep training. And I know I'm going to get my shot regardless. So
Absolutely. You deserve it. And listen, it's awesome that you have your brothers to help push them. Like you said, you're getting back into the gym, your teammates, you're going to stay involved. And, sooner or later, that phone, it's just inevitable, in my opinion. Sooner or later,
want to stay in the gym now because I've realized this last camp, like, you know, a lot of the guys look up to me. Some of them call me like the general of the gym, and like because I have, you know, the most pro fights or the success I have with this gym, all these younger guys, especially the amateurs and the guys that are just starting pro, I could see them look up to me, and I know me being in the gym, helping people and showing them what, you know, hard work, what it transcends to is helping everyone else and like moving on in my career. I'm hitting my prime. Realistically, I'm 10-2. They took a win away from me when I was like 5-2 or something. I guess they took it away a few months ago for a failed drug test for nothing performance related. It was for marijuana, which it's legal now. And I go back. I didn't smoke the day of the fight or anything like that. I guess I just had it in my system, failed for it, and they took a win away. So realistically, to me, I'm 10-2. I'm not 9-2. So I like to always just put that out there because I see everyone getting mixed up now. 9-2, 10-2. I got 10 pro wins. You can go look at the fight. I won that fight. But regardless of that, yeah, like I want to get my shot at the next level now. I've been battle tested. I took the toughest fight I could possibly get for my last fight, and that's 15 months off. Like I wasn't looking for a warm-up fight. I wanted the toughest fight. I wanted to know that I got it, still got it. And now that the fight's over with, you know, I'm ready to try that next level and finally get my shot.
Well, listen, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for the announcement. Give some shout out or give some love to some of your sponsors or your training partners, whoever you want to say thank you to, Phil.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out first to the whole entire Dante Rivera BJJ team. You know, day in and day out, they were with me this entire camp, Monday through Sunday, every night, training with me, helping me get prepared, whether it was the weekends, weekdays, staying late. Every guy in there deserves credit for my win, and, you know, this one was for my team. As far as sponsors, I hate to name them because I'm probably going to forget a couple, but big-time ones this camp were, as usual, Terrace Bagels of Freehold, Jersey Freeze of Freehold, my strength and conditioning coach from Bulldog Strength and Conditioning, my coach Ash, Coach George, everyone over there. And then if you check out my fight shirts, I got one for you too. I forgot to give it to you. I got all my sponsors on the back of there. So everyone, this was a team win for anyone that was involved in my camp and helping me, you know, prepare for this fight. So I'm just excited to finally get back in the win column, show everyone that I still am the real deal, and I'm just ready to get my shot on the big show. So.
Well, listen, hit me up when you get that announcement and you're ready to talk about it. I'm excited for you. You deserve it. You've put the time in. I love to hear that, you know, people are at the gym are coming to you for leadership. You're a great ambassador to the sport. And like I said, nothing but up from here. Phil the Hitman Caracappa, the Ring of Combat champ, soon to be in the UFC. I could just feel it in my bones. He deserves it, Phil, man. Pleasure talking to you. I can't wait to see you again. It was always great.
Always appreciate you, Bob. Love talking to you, man. And we'll definitely set something up soon when I get that call.
Fantastic.
I'll talk to you later, Bob.